Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Ruchi.
Today we have a very special guest with us today. We have Jing Chen. Hello, Jing.
Hi.
Jing is joining us as a resident expert on the Great British Bake Off, which is what we shall be discussing today. So Jing, what makes you such an expert on GBBO?
List your qualifications.
Now.
That is so much pressure. I started watching back in high school on PBS when my sister introduced me to the show as like a really wholesome baking cooking show, which is very new for me because I was watching things like MasterChef, which is completely on the other side of the spectrum. So I've seen every single season. I followed all the drama. Not that there's that much, but I think we'll get into that a little bit. So I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I have a history with Great British Bake Off, so here I am.
Yay. And you are the one that introduced me to the show.
Oh, really?
We
I didn't even realize
Yeah.
that.
I think it was the season with Rahul and
Ah,
Ruby and Manon. Yeah. That
oh.
season. That was a season that we were, I think, watching at your old house in Seattle, and we paused because we wanted treats for ourselves. So we just paused and went to a bakery and then came back and continued watching.
Yeah, I remember the macarons. That was a good season. Dare I say peak GBBO? Yeah.
I
Well,
agree. Still remember that season. Yes, I also feel like anytime I watch GBBO, I'm like, I need to have a snack with me because that's the only way I can ingest both the show and my cravings. Okay, so the Great British Bake Off is a British television baking competition in which 12 amateur bakers compete against each other in a series of 3 rounds every week. So the first round is a signature challenge where bakers are encouraged to bake something that's like very much in their own style and technique that is still according to the theme of the week. The technical challenge, which is a mystery challenge, so the bakers can't practice this. So the mystery challenge is designed to challenge the bakers on the fly technical skills with like very little instruction, sometimes even very misleading instruction, one might say. And then the final challenge is the showstopper challenge, which is meant to push the bounds of a baker's skill to create something truly stunning in generally a large amount of time. So this season that we're going to be discussing is actually the 16th series, but known as Collection 13 on Netflix. It began on September 2nd, 2025, and the finale premiered on November 7th, 2025, this past Friday. The season was presented by Alison Hammond and Noel Fielding as the hosts and judged by Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith. So I'm going to hand it over to Jing, our surprise mystery guest. Jing, what were your overall thoughts about the season? Like, what were some moments that kind of stood out to you?
The contestants were as charming as usual. I think I'm trying to go easier than the average fan because I think people have been watching from the beginning go really hard every season on like how the show has changed and the different hosts and how the judges have evolved and like how things have gotten maybe more dramatic over the seasons. So I'm trying not to look at it from that lens and just judge it as a season as a whole. I love the contestants. I thought the final 3 were super strong and basically who I would have expected it to be. And I think there were a lot of memorable bakes. My top one is my top few are probably all from Ian because he's hilarious and I love him. And I think Jasmine, spoiler alert, I guess. I think Jasmine is a really strong winner. And I think there's such a history of people getting Star Baker a million times and then not winning. So I'm kind of glad this one paid off in the end. So overall, I like the season. I think there were some weaknesses, I guess, just with the fact that there was such an obvious winner throughout the entire season. And I do think the Hollywood handshake has gotten a little bit out of hand. But otherwise, I liked it. Yeah, literally.
Wait, what do you mean the Hollywood handshake has gotten out of hand?
I feel like if you watch earlier seasons, I feel like it was such a natural thing. Like Paul genuinely wanted to give someone a handshake because the bake like blew his mind. But now it's a whole thing that people expect. They're like, "Oh, who's going to get Paul's first handshake this season?" And he like makes it a whole flourish when he extends his hand toward the contestant. And then they also have the dramatic, like, oh, he used his other hand because it's like half a Hollywood handshake. I just thought it was too much. They like went overboard.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I also think my whole issue with the Hollywood handshake in general is that like Prue doesn't have anything like the Hollywood
Yeah.
handshake. So then it kind of makes people like not really think about what she is saying, and it kind of just
Mhm.
makes them all index on like, well, oh, what's Paul gonna say? Like, is he gonna give me the handshake or not? People like really narrow in on what Paul says and not what Prue says.
Yeah, and not to like compare too much to previous seasons, but if you watch the seasons where Mary Berry was the host, I feel like there was more of a balance between Paul and Mary and a huge respect between the two. But here it does really feel like Paul's opinion is what matters. And if Prue likes your bake, that's cool. But if Paul doesn't like it, that's more important.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
true.
I also feel like Prue is a way easier judge. She's like the Paula Abdul of GBBO. Because like I feel like more often than not, she has good things to say about people's bake, unless it's like completely horrific. But then Paul is like the Simon Cowell, and he's like he's the one that everybody looks to, and it's like, oh, if Paul approves, yeah, it's a bigger deal.
Do you think that's like a like male thing to do? Because I honestly
I'm
can't
sure there's some to
imagine.
that, yeah.
Right? Because I can't really imagine like a super critical like woman judge who is like extremely critical but also like extremely respected. So if she says something critical, you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like let me do better."
Yeah, that I feel like that is how they treated Mary Berry. But actually, it's been so long since I've
It's
seen the Mary Berry
Hmm.
seasons. It's hard to
exactly,
remember.
yeah. Yeah. I do remember there was respect. Yeah.
Do you think Paul was a little extra mean this season also? I feel like he went really hard on Tom.
I feel like he hated Tom.
Yeah, like that whole comment about the with the
The
fingernails.
nails.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
And part of me agreed about the chocolate sculpture situation, but the way he said it was so mean.
It was so mean. I think that episode in particular, he was out to get Tom. I'm surprised Tom didn't go home just because Paul was so mean to him.
I feel like Tom almost did go home and maybe Prue saved him and was like, actually, I think you're being a little too harsh on Tom, blah, blah, blah. Toby's the real. Send Toby
Oh
home.
no, Toby's technical.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. It's like,
Techie Toby.
yeah, when he was like, oh yeah, my technical, it looked like a pond. I was like, it actually did.
It really
Because
did.
that like green layer on top of the cake like made a little lily pad on top of the melted cake.
That was so funny. But yeah, I was sad Toby went home because I feel like
Mhm.
actually if you took the integral of the last 3 or 4 weeks or so of Tom and Toby actually did better than Tom. I feel like Tom got a lot of benefit from doing super well in the very beginning, and then the judges kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt, which I don't like that I feel like one thing I've noticed change over the years is that they used to really do week to week, and now they do a little bit take into account how the contestants have done in previous weeks.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know if I'm being influenced by Paul's comments, but I also thought Toby should have stayed and Tom should have gone home because I do feel like Tom did a lot of style over substance bakes. And
Mhm.
like, okay, obviously I didn't taste the bakes myself, so I don't know how true the feedback was, but like they were stunning. But I think at the end of the day, GBBO is all about the bake, like the technical skill of things, which is like, I think more substance than style, to be honest. So especially when it comes to amateur bakers. So that's why I feel like when it came to that balance, it's better to err on the side of substance versus style. So that's why I was kind of shocked that Toby went home.
I was too, yeah. Because if you think back to previous seasons, they would never allow someone to stay who only had style and their bakes did not taste good. But they would absolutely
Yeah.
keep people around whose bakes tasted good but didn't look that good. I feel like we saw that
Yeah.
so many times in the 5 to 8 years ago kind of time frame.
Yeah, and I think they did reward people that were more adventurous with their flavors and their style, but only if they executed it properly too, which I feel like Tom wasn't doing in the last few weeks, honestly. But I also do feel like that's an evolution of Great British Bake Off in general, in that, like, in earlier seasons, the showstopper was on par with, like, I think what the signature would be these days. And it was way
True.
less complicated. And I remember one winner maybe from way in the beginning. She would do really stylish things and it blew everyone's mind. But I think it's just normal now. Like, I think she made her breadsticks into a matchbox once and everyone was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But I think that's just how people do their signatures now. So I think it's just changed. Like, style has become more important. And maybe it's because it's such a Netflix mainstream show now that we have to be able to use it as a visual medium because none of us can
Mm.
taste it. But I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
say.
Speaking of the showstopper, I was a little bit confused in the finale how basically the finale showstopper was just a really long cake. I was like, okay, I guess it's kind of a showstopper. But like compared to the previous showstoppers, which was like, oh yeah, like make these meringues into like crazy shapes and stuff. That was the semifinal. And like I think there were crazier showstoppers in previous episodes that this one was just like make a really long cake so we can feed all of your family and friends and the crew.
No, literally. That was the goal, was to feed everyone.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, yeah, you gotta feed him. But then I got upset that like when they were tasting, they literally cut like such a huge slice of that cake.
Yeah, I was like, you did not need a 6-inch by 6-inch slice of that cake, Paul.
Yeah.
I did like that the size of it offered them a giant canvas on which to make
Mhm.
really beautiful art. Like, I think Tom actually executed the best on that front. I thought like his would never have worked on a smaller medium. So I really liked how big it was for that reason. Um and I do think I'm trying to remember previous finale showstoppers because I do think it's always a celebration cake of some sort, right? I
Yeah.
remember there was one season that was like a wedding cake. Maybe there were a few seasons that was like make a wedding showstopper cake or something. But I feel like it's always a big cake of some type.
Yeah, I always remember multi-tier things. This is my first time just seeing a giant slab. How did Tom make the moss? That blew my mind. I thought he
Oh
actually
yeah,
had a chance.
I think he made green sponge and then just food processed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
that's so
crumbled it up.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked so good.
Mhm.
I was actually surprised. Like, I'm not surprised that Jasmine was the winner, but I'm surprised that Tom's cake did not beat out Jasmine. Yeah, if
Yeah,
that
I
makes sense.
guess, I mean, his signature was inedible based on Paul's comments. I don't know if that was true. Watching Tom sadly chew on his signature after Tom said that he couldn't even eat it was so sad.
After Paul said
What,
that.
Yeah.
what they didn't show is Tom just immediately vomiting afterwards. It's like, oh god.
That was another example of Paul hating Tom when Tom was just like, oh, would citric acid change things? And Paul was like, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking dumbass.
Okay, but to be honest, I thought that was a really like naive question
I
because
know.
like of course it would. Like what are you talking about? It's a totally different
Oh,
compound.
I'm glad Paul at least explained what would change. He was like, "Oh, the
yeah.
structures would break down, blah blah blah." I don't remember exactly what he said, but at
Yeah,
least he
something to do with
explained
yeast.
why it would change.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But Tom and Aaron always being a little bit teary, and then Jasmine being fully composed every single time killed me. But the two of them crying, I think, just made me sympathize with them more. Jasmine was just so, I mean, she's easy to root for because she's so likable and she's so put together. But then sometimes it's also just easier to root for the underdogs, and she was never the
I
underdog.
know. She was never the underdog. I was actually really rooting for Aaron just because
Hmm.
I love him so much. He's so lovable. I think he's even more lovable than Tom. He's just like really vulnerable and like always thinks he's doing terribly, but then like he's doing really well. Then he's really funny. Like when he was like, American buttercream. I thought that was so funny.
Wait, I don't know why, but I had this perception that Aaron was not a good baker. And so I was low-key shocked that he got to the finals, but then I was like, Why do I have this perception? I don't even know.
I think
'Cause,
he
like,
probably made you feel that way because he always called himself not that good.
No, but, like, I feel like everyone says that they're not that good, but then, like, when I look at their bakes, I'm like, "Oh, they're good," but I don't think I ever had that feeling when I looked at Aaron's bakes.
I feel like he never had anything that looked, like, absolutely brilliant, but they always talked about how amazing his flavors were. I do think he improved really quick. Like, his quality kind of, like, went up exponentially because he was kinda skirting by in the beginning. I think there were a few weeks where I thought he had a chance of going home, but then, yeah, I think in the last, like, 2 or 3 weeks leading up to the finale, he just did really well.
That's true.
I forgot which episode it was, the one where they had to make macarons, where his sloth was so bad. I thought that was gonna be the end for him.
Me too.
Exactly.
I could not believe he stayed after that.
And that was
Was
the
that
semifinals.
Was
Yeah,
that
that was the
Toby?
semi.
That was
Mm.
when
Yeah.
Toby went home. Yeah, okay, that was the other reason why I thought Toby was gonna stay is because he made that lemon sign, like a giant ass like macaron, basically. Like that was so impressive. I was like, that should have saved him, but then
Yeah.
he went home.
Yeah, it's so funny because I feel like sometimes we see that the technical really doesn't matter in the final
Mhm.
decision, and then in this case, it was the deciding factor. I don't know. I think they're a little consistent. I used to think it was like 30% signature, 20% technical, 50% showstopper, but I feel like it's a little more even these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I always used to feel like the other bakes didn't really matter. It like always came down to the showstopper in the end. But yeah, I think maybe they've evened it out a little bit this season. Um, okay, going back to flavors and Aaron being the flavor king, was there any controversial flavors that you were like, what the heck did they like? Why did they say? Because my controversial flavor was Aaron with his grapefruit and mint flavor. I was
Oh,
like, what is that?
Is that crazy?
wait, that doesn't sound that
I
bad.
think that's I don't know. I don't know why, but I just like maybe it's because I hate grapefruit. And then like
That's
then I
probably
thought of like
why.
a toothpaste grapefruit flavor. And I was like, that's horrible.
So many cocktails that are grapefruit and mint, right?
I probably don't. I probably just don't order any
I don't
of
know.
them.
Yeah, I don't know either. All the flavors are honestly like mixing together in my mind. They're so British sometimes that they're flavors that I never associate myself with.
I
Yeah,
did
I think
think
sometimes the meat flavors are crazy.
well, yeah, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I think, like, no individual flavor combination stood out to me as weird, but I thought Jasmine repeated flavors a lot and, like, she was never called out for it, which
Mhm.
I don't know, like, Paul seemed to just respect it or something, but she always did pistachio, she always did lime, passion fruit, like, she played it safe a lot, so, anyway, that's my main gripe with Jasmine. Obviously, she executed everything very well, but I think she just never took many big risks. Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
someone else would have given her a run for her money if they used wild flavors but also executed. I think there were just too many people that took wild risks but couldn't execute all the way, so she didn't have to like push herself that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also felt like her uh what was it? There was something that I was really underwhelmed by. Maybe it was the macaron
Mm.
episode. That was
Was it the shell
such a
thing?
noteworthy episode. No, no, no. There was like for the macaron episode, the showstopper, they had to create that macaron sculpture. And then
Oh,
she
she did the
created
Christmas
like a Christmas
tree.
tree and then yeah, then made like little macaron ornaments and stuff. And I was like, that's it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
felt
was
that
really
way too.
really underwhelmed by it. I mean, I agree. I think like she is a very good baker and like she absolutely deserved the win, but yeah, she was basically playing it safe the whole time, but they always say like, "Oh, if you play it so safe, like your execution has to be flawless." And I guess it just was every time.
Did you think her
Yeah.
last showstopper, they tried to kind of argue against the playing it safe thing because Paul was like, using cardamom is a wild risk. And I was like, is it?
Is
Is cardamom
it?
crazy?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't
I
think
mean,
anything she did the entire season was crazy.
I don't know if you guys know this, but if you could only taste one bake from the entire collection, which one would it be?
From
Oh,
this
dude, I
season?
know.
Yeah, from this season.
I think it would be Toby's apple pie meringue things. Those look so good. Do you remember he like made these like
Oh,
mini pies and did the like the hatch design of the meringue? And I think it got him a handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that looks so
yeah.
good.
Oh, I forget. I forget which other ones are noteworthy. Do you have an answer, Ruchi?
Well, I guess I have to try the grapefruit and mint one just to see what I'm missing. That one's pretty crazy. Then I think the second one is I think Ian did some kind of like savory vegan pie thing. And I wanted to try that because he's vegetarian and I'm vegetarian. So I would really like to try like a meat pie that's vegan.
Do you remember what the other handshakes this season were?
Oh, let me see if I can look it
Let's
up.
see.
Oh my God. This BuzzFeed article is every single handshake. Oh my God.
Trying to remember what was significant.
Number one from this season was Tom's Granny's Cottage biscuit time capsule. Oh, that was so
Mm.
cute.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't know if
remember
I
that
care
one.
about tasting that though.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. That one was cute. That was a showstopper, which was a showstopper handshake was crazy. Then there was a tiramisu chocolate mousse cups by Tom that got a handshake. I don't know
Oh,
if I remember those.
I kind of remember those. Wasn't there also an episode where Aaron and Tom essentially made the same thing, but Tom did it better and Aaron just looks so salty?
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
latte. The
Yeah,
chocolate latte.
I remember wanting to try that one. And I remember also kind of judging Aaron that episode, but then I realized he's actually so endearing. They just kind of edited him to look a little petty.
Oh. Okay, and
Maybe
then the
that's why I
next
didn't like Aaron. Editing.
the editing.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one that they list on this list, which was only last updated October 17th, so maybe it's missing some, was the Chocolate Week Showstopper, the Chocolate Tree Fondue Display by Jasmine, which was also a showstopper handshake.
She loves her trees.
She loves her trees. Yeah, what I'll say about Jasmine,
Ooh.
like obviously she did really well, but I think her maximum is less than other bakers' maximum, but her execution is always 100%. So like if this was like a gymnastics competition, the difficulty was low, but execution was very high versus other bakers' difficulty was higher, but execution was much lower.
Yeah, I wonder if she's capable of more though, and she just like, I mean, she's really smart and realized that she didn't need it. Because I remember in one episode, she also said something like, "Oh, these are flavors that I know Prue loves." Like the girl is just smart; she knows how to play the game. I would
Yeah.
trust her as a doctor.
Yes,
Same.
absolutely.
So, do you think, like, I know we've been talking a lot about Jasmine and kind of like mitigating her skill a little bit, but do you think the right person, Jasmine, won this season?
I think so. I think,
Yeah.
she dominated this entire season.
I think they all
Yeah.
knew it too. The way they did their finale interviews, like obviously it's tough after you've just lost, but they have so much respect for her. And she seems so lovely too.
Yeah. One thing to know is that I think this season's finale, they were all queer, all the finalists.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Really?
Jasmine was too.
Yeah, Jasmine is queer.
Oh,
Jasmine,
Whoa.
Tom, and Aaron are all queer. Yay!
cute.
Oh, cute. Okay, wait. Actually, this touches on something that Jing, you brought up at the very beginning of the season, which is that do we think they intentionally increased their diversity quota for this season? It seemed kind of intentional.
They also didn't bring up their personal lives as much throughout the collection. They brought it up in the first episode and then for the final three. But in the first episode, I was like, oh, everyone has something, like something unique about them. Like it's a very diverse cast. And then they didn't talk about them for the rest of the season.
Hmm. I did appreciate that they had a Ukrainian woman, Natalia.
Yeah,
That was her
that
name?
was great.
No, Nadia. No, Natalia.
Natalia.
It was Natalia. Natalia.
I wonder if this was like them trying to regain the American audience back. Because what I did notice is that this season didn't have any like controversial themes or weeks. So like in the previous season, I really remember Mexican
Week
really stood out to me. Tacos.
Guacamole.
Mexican week was bad. Japan week, I would argue, was worse because Paul would not shut up about how much he hates matcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you can't just shit on like an entire culture, basically. And then he would taste them and just be like, oh, I hate matcha.
Yeah, which I kind of get. I feel like there is sometimes I have gone through a phase where I did not really like matcha that much, but I'm not really.
But if you were judging Japan week and a contestant chose matcha, you would not insult their choice.
Why didn't you pick chocolate and orange like the rest of us?
And then the showstopper was so cringe. I think it was literally just kawaii. That was it. There was like no other guidance.
Yeah, that was wild.
Crazy.
Anyway, so I think this season was good because I felt like it did actually focus on like things that you can bake and not cultures.
Yeah. What was their like unique episode? Was it caramel? Was that unique?
Yeah, it's something that was like the first ever thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, meringue week.
Oh, meringue.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like watching meringue.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Oh, what would you say are your year-on-year like favorite weeks typically?
I usually love bread week, but I do think this year's bread week was kind of weak because they didn't do like a cool bread showstopper. Like, first of all, I don't consider monkey bread actual bread. I don't know why. And I don't know, it just felt wrong. But I always think about, do you remember from a previous season that lion bread showstopper? So iconic.
That's what I think of when I think of bread week. I think of that lion.
Yeah.
The lion? Wait, I gotta look this up.
You gotta look it up.
You gotta look it up.
But yeah, there just wasn't as much savory stuff. I just feel like the bread week felt unconventional. I don't know why.
Interesting. The judging is generally the most interesting in bread week because I always learn stuff, but I always want to eat pastry week so bad. And patisserie week is also really interesting because I love the finesse involved.
I like the drama of chocolate week too, but I don't remember this one being that memorable.
Yeah, I was gonna say chocolate week actually. I feel like chocolate week is always so like technically complicated because you can do so much with chocolate, like sculptures and everything. So it's like most of the time the most visually stunning week I feel is chocolate. There's a lot of like tempering and stuff like that. Anyway, but yeah, I also really love pastry week, but I generally just can't eat most of the stuff that they make. So I'm just like, sausage, That's why I was really excited about Ian's savory plat, which was vegan.
Yeah. Wait, now I'm remembering those sausage rolls all looked so delicious.
Yeah.
Yum.
And then one of our friends commented on the way that Prue ate stuff.
How she chews.
I think so. I don't know why, but I can like really picture Prue eating a savory plat with sausage in it.
I don't think I've ever noticed this, but I'll take your word for it.
It's the way she chews. It's like, you know exactly where the food is in her mouth, if that makes sense.
It's not like it's like
yeah, exactly. Like it's like in the back of her mouth, like right after her teeth. And she's like talking around.
No.
Oh no.
I mean, it's like it sounds gross, but like I actually find it like weirdly soothing. I don't know why. Maybe it's the accent. Okay, so speaking of Prue, let's talk about the non-bakers. The Prue, the Paul, the Allison, and the Noel. How do you feel about the hosts of this season? So I think Allison's first season as a host was collection 12, right? So this is her second season. I think that's right.
Oh, really?
I
That's
think
it?
so. Yeah, it's only been 2. And Noel has been around for quite some time. I think now like 6,
8 or
maybe.
something.
Oh, maybe more. Yeah. But yeah, how do you enjoy the chemistry between Allison and Noel and kind of like their role to kind of ease the tension in the tent?
I think they're the closest to Mel and Sue, who are the OGs and just so warm and lovely and just made all the contestants feel so comforted every time they were messing up. I feel like Allison brought that warmth again because Noel's so funny, but I feel like they've spent the last few collections just trying to find someone that can compliment him. And every time it's been a little bit off, more off with Matt than anyone else. But Allison's
Yes.
so sweet.
I totally agree. Allison is like the breath of fresh air, morning sunshine that GBBO has been missing. Like, she's hilarious. She's so sweet and just hugs all the contestants all the time. And I thought when I think Aaron's first showstopper on this season was a tribute to some of his friends that had passed away or something. And after he presented it and it was judged, they like ran up to him and grabbed him in a hug. And I was like, oh, this never would have happened if Matt was here.
So true. That was weird.
Yeah, they tried that and it didn't work out. Sandy was
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if you guys remember her. She was
Yeah.
okay, not super memorable, but she just didn't have that same warmth. Like Allison hugging the contestants when they're crying. And then also, you can tell that Noel and Allison love the contestants so much when they have like tears in their eyes when eliminating some of them. It's so sweet.
Yeah. I do think Sandy used to cry when she sent people
Mm.
home, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I feel like Noel and Allison, yeah, they just really care for the contestants. Allison is like, I think, the funniest host we've had so far. Every time when she's riffing with a contestant and like with Ian, I think one of his bigs, he was making a tree and like just the tree trunk was there so far. And she was like, what is that? It's like so
What you making?
yeah. Then at one point, I think I'm forgetting her name. Maybe Jessica or someone was like sitting in Allison's lap on the floor, and then Allison was like, "All right, get off now."
I think it was Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just so like naturally hilarious.
Mhm.
One last example is when she pointed out that Aaron's baby cookies looked like Noel, and then like, put a piece of black biscuit dough on top. And I was like, no, it's you.
She's so funny. Also,
Ugh.
when Matt and sometimes even Noel make phallic jokes, it's a little bit uncomfortable. But when Allison does it, it's just so wholesome. There's like nothing threatening or weird about it.
I know.
Yeah. She also looks like she gives really, really good hugs.
Yeah.
And I love the way that she says Babs. She's like, cheer up, Babs. Like, I want to be a Bab.
I want to be Allison's Bab.
I also, since watching GBBO, like it started in September, right? So since watching this season, I've been getting so many Allison Hammond clips on Instagram that are like best of Allison Hammond. And the interview that she does with Harrison Ford always keeps coming up. And it's so funny because all of the comments are like, oh yeah, Harrison Ford like famously hates interviews, but after he did this interview with Allison where he like laughed out loud and just like loves her so much that when he came back to the UK he would only do interviews with Allison. It was like so sweet.
Aw,
Wait,
so
what is
sweet.
Allison? Sorry, what is Allison's background? Is she a comedian?
She was a reality star. I think she was on the 3rd season of Big Brother or something. I think that's how she got her big break.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
she has since
interesting.
become a presenter and reporter on ITV's This Morning.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my god, I just remembered another hilarious Allison moment. I think it was the sausage roll challenge when I can't remember whose sausage roll it was, maybe Toby's or something that Paul just ate for lunch because it was so good, but then he didn't give a handshake for it. And then Allison was like, "What was wrong with it? You ate it for lunch."
Yeah, I love it. She really calls him out. Like, oh, I noticed you didn't give a handshake for it. Why is that? Because it was good enough for your lunch. Oh, Allison. Yeah, I really love her. I really hope Allison and Noel kind of like stick around for a while because I do really enjoy them as a pair. And I'm glad that there's finally host chemistry and not a weird way, in a very like
Yeah,
warm way.
totally. Do you, Jing, do you know why Mel and Sue left?
My understanding, I looked into this back when it was happening. I could be a little bit wrong here, but I think there was some network drama. So it used to be produced, I think, by BBC Two and then BBC One, and then Channel 4 bought it maybe. And I think Mel, Sue, and Mary Berry all left when that transition was happening. So I think there was some background network drama there, and that's when Mel and Sue and Mary left, and then Prue came on, and Noel, and then that series of other hosts, I guess.
Okay.
Why did Paul stick around?
I don't know. I guess he doesn't care about the network. He's been on
Fair.
every Bake Off, I think. He was the host of the American version too, right? I never watched that though.
Oh, I never watched that either. That got canceled pretty fast, right? I think there was some sort of like allegations involved from someone. But I
What?
don't remember. I don't remember exactly what happened. There's like some scandal.
There's some weirdness with Paul. I don't want to say things wrong, so just look it up, but yeah.
There in early season. I don't think the scandal was Paul related in the American Bake Off, but but speaking of Paul, I do think in early seasons people thought he was unfairly nice to pretty girls, right?
Yeah.
Was that what? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
especially in a really early season, I think there was a student named Ruby, and everyone said he was favoring her. I think they've
Not
like
Indian
argued.
Ruby, right? It was like a white
Yeah.
girl Ruby.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't really remember that season well enough, but that comes up a lot. And I think there was a scandal with him on the American version with his co-host. Like it didn't have there was no like weird allegation, but I think he did some sketchy stuff. I don't
Oh
know.
no.
But I think
This
the
Paul.
does
American
ring some bells.
I think the issue with the American show, from what I understand, is that it just doesn't have the warm, fuzzy feeling of the British version. Like there was just they added more of that American element of drama. So it just didn't have the
I
same
bet the
vibe.
contestants were more competitive too.
Which is
Americans, am I
like
right?
classic. Well, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like with American reality shows, there's always like a cash prize to kind of like vie for. But for this baking show, it's really just a cake plate.
Cake stand.
Yeah. Did you guys know? You guys might know this already, but other than the COVID season, they all commute over the weekend to do these competitions, and then they spend the rest of their week doing their day jobs. So some of them, like Jasmine, for example, had to study for her medical exams. I think there were students previously who were literally taking classes, and then some people have all week to practice, and other people have like really busy jobs.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
And then they stay like over the weekend though, right? So like
I think
they do.
so.
My impression was they do like Saturday is the signature and technical, and then Sunday is the showstopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Imagine going on Sunday, baking a showstopper for 8 hours, and then having to go home and take a medical exam the next day. That's crazy.
Dude, I don't know how they do it. Also, I don't know why they make them wear the same clothes for the Saturday and Sunday challenges.
I know. I think I read that it's because they sometimes take clips of interviews from different days and like kind of splice them together. But honestly, I wouldn't notice if they were wearing a clean shirt.
Yeah, I also like wouldn't really care.
I didn't even notice that they were wearing the same shirt. I guess
Yeah.
they were.
They talk about that. Some of them have duplicates and some of them just have to wear their dirty clothes or like try to wash it overnight.
Oh, so sad.
Like, think about how sweaty you would get in British summer baking in a hot tent for like 6 hours on Saturday and then having to wear the same clothes on Sunday.
Okay, this is the other thing that really irks me is that every season there's always like like the butter is melting and so I can't do my lamination because it's so hot in this tent. I'm like, who makes the decision every single year that this has to happen in the summer when it's like raining and like really, really hot and like you're just so susceptible to the elements in this freaking tent?
For the vibes.
The vibes are so cute, and it's way cuter than I don't know if you watched Jing, but I know Ruchi watched Zumbo's Just Desserts.
Oh,
Did you watch that
yes.
show? Yeah, that was indoors, and it had like a kind of like Willy Wonka chocolate factory feel to it, but it was not the same. Like I love the outdoor vibe of Great British Bake Off.
I love the outdoor vibe. It's just like every year there's like, oh, I can't do my bake because it's too hot in this tent. It's like every season is like that.
I feel like was there ever an ice cream week or something, or an ice cream? There was an ice cream challenge, right?
Well,
Where
there's
they were like, "Oh no, my ice cream!"
the
Oh,
famous baked Alaska.
Yes. Was it Ian's? Ian's Baked Alaska, right? Or is that different?
Yeah, so the original controversy was like many, many seasons ago. And there was this guy, Ian, who made a baked Alaska. And I don't remember the exact details, but I think the general understanding now is that he maybe messed up and it wasn't gonna set either way before he put it in the freezer. And he got really angry when he realized that frustrated and angry when he realized it was gonna be a failed bake, and he just threw it in the trash as Mel and Sue were like, no, like they can still taste it. Um, and obviously he got eliminated for that. But there was like a very short scene where another lady, Diana, on the show, like is shown taking his bake out for like a half second and then like putting it back in because I think she needed to put her bake in or something. And that became a whole thing. It was like, oh my God, like she ruined his bake, etc. But I don't think that was the case. And that's what Ian this season was referencing with his trash bake, which was so funny and so British. And at first, people were like, oh, that was too mean. Like, why is he making fun of this poor Ian guy after 10 years? But apparently, original Ian had a baked Alaska at his wedding. So apparently, it's like a huge joke to everyone.
amazing!
British humor.
Yeah.
I love
So
British
like
humor,
the biggest controversy GBVO has ever seen, probably.
which is amazing that that's
Yeah.
the biggest controversy.
That and Mexican week.
Oh, yeah.
And Japan week. Yeah, Trashgate. Yeah, I don't think there are any other like controversial moments this season, right? Not really anything to noteworthy.
I don't
Really
think
just
so.
Toby's elimination.
Toby.
Yeah. I see complaints about Jasmine, but I think it's unfair. Like, she definitely deserved to win. I think people just wanted something more exciting.
Yeah. She really understood the assignment
Mhm.
and performed every
Well,
time.
she's so middle child coded. When they revealed that in the last episode, I was like, this all makes sense.
Oh my God, when her mom was like, she was often forgotten. I was like, oh my God, Mom, you can't admit that on international television.
Yeah, especially because Jasmine was like, oh, I was the middle child, so I was often forgotten. And you're like, oh, haha, that's like such a middle child thing to say. And then her mom was like, yeah, she was forgotten. Bro.
Oh my God.
So rude. Okay, which technical challenge do you think was the most unfair?
Oh, okay. Can we go through them? Let's see.
I have my answer.
All technical.
Yeah, I need a reminder too. I remember the pond, and then I remember the souffle, and I don't remember the rest, I think.
So 9 fondant fancies, chocolate hobnobs, 12 glazed ring donuts, 16 school cakes, white chocolate tart for chocolate week, gala pie for pastry week, 4 souffles for meringue week. Which one?
Wait, the gala
pie?
Gala.
Yeah,
Gala
that was
pie?
that was for pastry week. Gala pie technical challenge. GBO.
It's a meat pie? I don't remember that one at all.
It's like a rectangular looking pie.
Oh.
That you have to put you have to like pierce it so that the steam lets out.
Yeah.
And then some people didn't pierce it.
That's right.
And then it just got watery.
Okay, I do think Toby's from Framboisier, however you pronounce that. It's so sad that it was just one mistake that screwed him over. I don't know like how common knowledge it's supposed to be that was it that he didn't warm the butter or that he did warm the butter? I don't remember, but It was just that tiny mistake, but that ruined his entire bake. That one felt a little unfair, but maybe I'm just not experienced enough to know. And then also the
Mm.
souffle. I think everyone made the same mistake, but somehow Ian pulled it out after
Which was
going
crazy
first.
because he used like 4 times the amount of sugar he was supposed to when he got first place.
That was
Wait,
so funny.
what was the souffle thing that everyone made the same mistake on?
Um, what was oh,
I don't remember what the mistake
oh
was, but they like I think none of them set or something, or it was like they all faced the
yeah.
same issue. Um, but Ian's didn't have that issue, but it was kind of just luck that it didn't or something.
Yeah, I
Oh.
forgot what he did. I just remember him being like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna go with this because he went first. But I think everyone else got to kind of peer around a little bit and they all made the same mistake. I just don't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah,
Mm,
that's the one where they had a staggered start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about that one. That one
Yeah.
was so hard.
so hard.
Yeah. Ian's was so funny. But also the fact that he used too much sugar, when I heard the directions that were written down, I was like, I kind of get it. They said use the rest of the sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
I
guess his
absolutely
common
would have
sense
done that.
probably.
Yeah.
His common sense probably should have come in, but it's okay. He still got first.
Yeah, that's where the technical expertise comes in. Yeah, I think my answer is just was it the framboisier? Is that how you
Framboisier.
pronounce framboisier? Framboiser. Yeah, the sugar dome requirement
Oh
was
my god.
insane.
Yeah, that
I
was
like
so unnecessary.
yeah, the fact that no one could do it.
Yeah. No one, yeah, literally no one could do it. Aaron's the only one that did it, but then like his actual framboisier looked like shit.
And
But
his sugar dome looked like shit.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
It
The
was
other
like
thing I
cracked
thought
and
was
cloudy.
so I know. Oh, okay, the other unfair aspect of technical challenge was in the finale when they had to tie the ribbon all the way around the thing. I was like, why are they making them do this? Also, like, it seemed like sticking the Madeleines on the stand was much harder than it looked. So I was like, why are they making them do this? This has nothing to do with the quality of their bake. It's just like a
Yeah,
time waste, but mostly the ribbon.
I thought that Madeline was like also a lot easier than the previous challenge. I was like, how come that challenge was so complicated and this one's literally just Madeline's like on a cone and they provide you the cone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they've done Madeline's before too. Maybe as a signature, or was it also a
Yeah,
technical?
I think it was signature. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like common knowledge, and none of them like really messed it up. So the technical didn't seem to come into play that much in the finale.
Yeah. Yeah. None of them got that signature hump.
Okay, another question. Did you ever or was there anything that was shown throughout the season where you were like, "Oh, that is very interesting. I learned something new and I might incorporate this into a bake of my own one day."
I never bake, but let me think.
Um
This show taught me not to bake, to never bake ever.
Oh,
I
actually, sorry, I just remembered what they did wrong in soufflés. That reminds me. So, whenever you make whipped cream, which is like the one thing I do sometimes, it always goes to stiff peaks. And I feel like every bake I've ever seen goes to stiff peaks. But for the soufflé, they specifically said you have to go to soft peaks. And I think Ian was the only one who did that because he was like, seems good enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I know. I'm surprised that that's never come up on Great British Bake Off, or maybe I've just forgotten. But because they've definitely made souffles before, but I don't remember them ever saying that the meringue has to be soft peaks. It was meringue,
Yeah.
right? It was meringue week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Was
know.
that the mistake that everyone made that Ian was somehow fine and just added a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of sugar? Oh, okay.
His
Yeah.
soft peaks saved him despite his sugar.
Shalini, did you think of anything or any learnings?
I thought the steam hole in the gala pie, now that you reminded me, I found that really interesting, and I loved seeing who knew about it already and who didn't. That was really cool. Trying to think what else. No, I feel like every time I always learn something when I'm watching the episode, and then it just like immediately leaves my mind.
I think the sugar dome technique of like putting the like ring over the cling wrap,
Balloon?
whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
what? Like to make the dome, that was crazy to me. It was very unfortunate that no one actually figured it out because I was like, oh my God, this is like kind of working. And then the fact that you have to take it to hard crack, which was 150 centigrade or something, I was like, what? This is so like foreign to me.
Okay,
And
Crazy.
even though I know you're probably never gonna try this at home, Ruchi, just make sure if you do, use chef grade cling wrap. Because I saw on TikTok someone tried it with regular like cling wrap that you buy at Safeway. And apparently our normal cling wrap will pretty much explode if you're trying to do that. It's like specific chef grade plastic wrap.
That makes a lot more
Whoa.
sense because I'm like, anytime I try to deal with cling wrap, that thing clings to itself and nothing else. So, like, how are you trying to, like,
Yeah.
create this little bulb thing? Okay, that makes so much more sense. I will still probably never do it, but that's good to know. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about that happened during the season?
Can we talk about Ian a little bit? I don't know. I don't know exactly what, but that first episode comeback is probably the best comeback I've ever seen in Great British Bake Off.
Yes, totally agree.
I can't believe there were 2 bakes in the first episode that look like turds, and one of them ended up being one of the best ones in the entire episode.
Okay, wait, can you remind me what the big comeback was?
So I think they were supposed to make like some sort of landscape as the showstopper, which I think is the only reason he was able to come back because they didn't care about the structure of the cake. But literally his cake like completely fell apart. It was like mush and he was like elbows deep getting his cake back in. But then he turned it into this like beautiful rocky waterfall landscape. And like you couldn't even tell, though if you cut into it, you can tell it's like not in beautiful layers or anything. But I don't think that was the assignment that week. But Hassan, who ended up getting eliminated first, had a similar turd-looking cake, and that did get him out.
I wonder if we could like put a picture of the comeback, Ian comeback cake.
That was one of those. There were multiple scenes this season where like we could not stop laughing watching, and that was one of the moments was when he was like shoving his cake back together.
Here, let me share my screen. So this is how it looked before, and then he was like, "Oh shit!" and then he changed it into this. Best recovery
Amazing.
ever.
Amazing. How did he make those rocks? Do you remember?
Probably took the little ball to
Okay.
It was so good.
He's a wizard.
He's so funny.
He's
Also,
so
you know how at
funny.
the end of every season, my favorite part is when they go through like everyone after the show and getting together and spending time together. And Ian proposing to his girlfriend was so cute. That part always gets me a little teary when they show them reuniting.
They seem like they're both characters. Honestly, they seem
Ian.
very Caltech coded.
Yes. Agreed.
Ian and
Agreed.
Dervla.
Derbla. Yes.
Derbla.
Dervla.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Jing, as you probably know, this is the part in our episode where we rate on a out of 5 for both quality and enjoyment. So,
Which was
out
actually
of 5,
Jing's.
what would your
Oh, sorry. I was going to say this was actually Jing's idea to split it up into quality and enjoyment.
Oh, so great. So you definitely know. So okay,
Yeah.
actually, while we have you, can you tell us what you mean by quality and enjoyment?
I think I got this from this website that used to rate Korean dramas because there are a lot of Korean dramas that I would not say are high quality, as in like the production value, the acting, the writing might not be that good, but for some reason you just can't stop watching and it's painfully rewatchable. An example would be Boys Over Flowers, if you ever saw that, early 2000s. Anyway, so I would say that's like very low on the quality scale, but very high on the enjoyment scale, at least for teenage me. But yeah, so for this season of Great British Bake Off, do you give 2 different numbers?
Yeah, and then we
out
add them
of
together.
5 for
Oh,
each.
okay. I would say quality was like a 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5. And then enjoyment.
Integers
Also,
only. Sorry.
oh. Okay, I would say 4 out of 5 for both quality and enjoyment. I don't think this was like peak Great British Bake Off. I don't think there were people that were super, super memorable. I found that most years I can't remember who won the previous season, and this will probably be the case again. But I enjoyed it. I watched every episode. It was great.
Do you want to go next, Shalini?
Sure. I agree. I think quality, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, one thing I've been thinking about, speaking of quality, is how it feels so natural how they move through the episode when there are 12 contestants, and equally natural when they move through the episode when there are 3 contestants. And I don't know how they edit it to make it equally as interesting, but it's great. Anyway, yeah, 4 out of 5 on quality, and yeah, I would say 4 out of 5 on enjoyment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with quality. I'll stay with 4 out of 5. I feel like enjoyment, I'll probably do 3 out of 5 just to switch it up a little bit. I agree, Jing. I feel like a lot of the times I enjoy while I'm watching it, but when I look back on it, I'm like, I don't know who did what, where, and how. So I think in the moment it's very much like short-term enjoyment, but I don't think it really like stays with me. So I think that's why I'll do 3 out of 5. So my rate is 7.
Cool.
All right, now it's time for Binge in Progress, the moment in the episode where we talk about things that we're binging outside of the show that we just talked about. Jing, as our guest of honor, would you like to go first?
Yeah, this one's kind of embarrassing, actually. So I've needed something to watch just like while I'm doing chores and on the treadmill. So I recently started watching for the first time Suits. It is not that good. I don't know why people were obsessed with it when it was coming out, but I am now almost 7 seasons deep. I don't even remember what happens in every episode.
Wow.
Half the time, I don't know what the case is about. I kind of know the personal drama of like Harvey and Mike and Rachel and whoever, but I genuinely like still have no idea what's going on plot wise. But
Would
it's
you
very
say that's
bingeable.
like low quality, high enjoyment, or is it low quality, low enjoyment?
Somewhere in the middle. It's like medium quality, medium enjoyment. It's a good filler show.
This is so Jing coded, I have to say, to be like, this is blah blah blah, this is terrible. I hate it. I've also seen 7 seasons of it. It reminds me of how many Colleen Hoover books.
Oh my
you've read.
God. I will not be watching any of the recent Colleen Hoover movies, and neither should any of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. You heard it here
Mhm.
first.
I've been binging Hades 2, which is a video game that
still?
came out. It's a couple. Did I talk about that already? God damn it. Well, I'm still doing it. Let me see if I can think of anything else. No, I haven't been binging anything else. It's literally just been Hades 2. Anyway, Shalini, go ahead.
I just started my rewatch of Stranger Things. So I am a single episode in to that. So I don't know if that really qualifies as a binge, but I'm rewatching that. Watching Gilmore Girls as always. I am now on, what's the episode called, Jing? Oh yeah. Also, Yappers. Jing is my co-expert on Gilmore Girls. The episode where Emily tries to take over Suki's wedding planning. I forgot what that one's called.
Oh, I don't remember what it's called either. I feel like the
Okay.
name of the episode has to do with that, though.
Yeah. Oh, I think, and it's the same episode where Luke's uncle dies. Oh, it's like no,
Oh,
not Love, War, and Snow. That's season 1.
yeah. No, that's gonna bother me now. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway, so watching Gilmore Girls over. She's looking
Dead
it up.
uncles
Okay.
and vegetables.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't have to look it
Oh
up,
yeah.
I
It's Card
remembered.
Kiosk. Card Kiosk.
Yeah.
I know that one.
It's repetitive and redundant. It's repetitive and redundant. Ruchi hates that
So
line.
annoying. So annoying.
Really? How does she know that line?
I told her
Shalini's
about
told
it.
me.
Have you watched any more Gilmore Girls, Ruchi?
I think I'm on episode 3 or 4 of season 1.
Moving
Um, I-
along.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a good background show. but I feel like because I haven't watched it, it like can't be a background show, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like my first walkthrough, I actually do have to pay attention so that it can become a good background show. And I'm not sure if I'm ready for that level of commitment.
What happened to you wanting understimulating content? Hades
I
2
started playing
doesn't
Hades
sound
2.
understimulated.
Yeah, I started playing Hades 2. That's
Oh
what
my God.
changed. Rip. Anyway, it's fine.
Anyway.
Oh, and in other BYR news, nobody wants this season 3 officially confirmed, so we're happy about that. And I think Ginny and
Yay.
Georgia season 4 is in production.
Oh.
So, yes.
Oh, great.
So much TV coming up, which will
Yay.
be exciting.
Yay.
Okay.
Since I put a lot of thought into this but didn't have an avenue to express it, can I talk about my top 10 TV shows of all time?
Oh my God, do it.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, so yappers, for context, yesterday our other friend, who was also named Jing, hosted a party where everybody had to give PowerPoint presentations, and I did mine on, well, disclaimer, fuck J.K. Rowling, but I did mine on why Snape is not the hero everyone says he is. But then later I was thinking it would have been so fun to do on the top 10 TV shows of all time. So I won't give a whole 5-minute presentation on it, but I just want to list it from 10th to 1st. Okay.
Is Dairy Girls on there?
No, Dairy Girls is not on here, but it would make top 20 for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, actually, let me list my criteria first. So my
Yeah.
criteria is creativity, continuity, and consistency in the plot lines. Season to season improvement, or at least having similar quality from season to season, so you don't notice a huge drop off in quality when a new season starts. Third, makes me think about the characters and conflicts after I'm done watching. And fourth is rewatchability. Okay. So in 10th place, we have Game of Thrones. And it would be a top 3 show if not for season 8. In 9th place, we have Broadchurch, which you have both watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
In 8th place, we have Stranger Things. 7th place, How I Met Your Mother. 6th place, Succession. 5th place, Bad Sisters on Apple TV+. 4th place, Parks and Rec. 3rd place, White Lotus. 2nd place, Severance. And 1st place, Gilmore Girls. Really for criteria 3 and 4.
I feel like that number one choice is a hot take for the broader
I know.
population.
Yeah.
I know.
I think my number
Fair
one
enough.
would be The Office. We were having this discussion last night. I was like, I don't think I have like a 3 through 10, but I think number 1 would be The Office, and number 2 is probably Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is up there for me. I feel like How I Met Your Mother is also a hot take because of the slight drop off throughout the seasons.
Yeah. I actually really liked most of the seasons. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I personally did not notice as big of a drop off as I think other people did. But yeah. Any other thoughts on what would be missing from this list besides The Office?
I mean, I think I've seen lists like this that are more like, dude focused. So Breaking Bad is always on there.
Yeah.
Is it like The Wire or something is usually on there? But that's like kind of old, I guess. And like The Sopranos. I haven't seen any of these shows, so I don't know. I always see them.
I've seen Breaking Bad, but it's too dark. I don't know. I don't enjoy watching that show. Quality high, enjoyment low, I'll say, for that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's so personal though. I think like especially when you think about rewatchability and like things that you keep coming back to. So I think for that reason, probably Silicon Valley would be on the list for me.
Oh
Because
yeah.
there are so many episodes of Silicon Valley where I'm like, is this my real life right now? Because this is crazy. Like, how is this happening right now? Like, so many real life situations that could be Silicon Valley episodes. Yeah.
I think Ted Lasso would be on there for me.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. I have to think about it some more though. But that one's up there.
Nice.
Maybe I'll come up with the list and present to you, Shalini, next episode.
Sounds great.
Stay tuned.
Please do. And yappers, Now that you know what my top 10 shows are, let me know if you have any recommendations based on my top 10.
Yeah. Considering your top 10 and the fact that a show that I've never watched is on there, Bad Sisters, I'm thinking about watching it now.
It's so good.
Cool. Well, thanks for yapping with us. And thanks for yapping with us, Jing.
Yay!
Thanks for having me.
Jing. Yay!
This was our very first triple hosted episode.
Oh, wow. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Yay! And I feel like I've talked about you so much on this podcast. It's only fair that yappers get the full Jing Chen experience.
Yay! Hopefully,
yes.
I'll
Actually,
have them again.
yappers know, because yappers know Jing Shu, who was a host on Devil's Plan, and now Jing Chen. And we only have like 8 more Jings to get through, so stay tuned. All of our friends are named Jing.
We only make
Yep,
friends
basically.
with people named Jing.
Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at Binge Yap Repeat.
Until next time, happy binging!